There are scientists and researchers who have recently argued the case for great progress in modern societies. A few notable examples include Steven Pinker, Peter H. Diamandis, and Marian L. Tupy. These techno-optimists point out worldwide historical trends that are indeed positive and represent developments for which we should be grateful. These include far fewer people dying in warfare, a huge reduction in absolute poverty over the last 30 years, greatly improved global literacy rates, including women's, and the decline in global infant mortality rate from around 50% to almost zero in the past 2 centuries. Yet, even as science and technology have greatly improved our material lives, that same technology has diminished our sense of community and personal connection. It's clear that technological enhancement, increased physical comfort, and material well-being aren't going to solve the existential crisis we face. We should all be grateful for this great progress, but it's insufficient in itself. Humans cannot live by bread alone, nor ChatGPT alone. Technology, the very thing that has liberated us from so many of the terrors and limitations of the physical world and the body, is also taking us further apart from our families and communities and separating us from our bodies. We're becoming less physically and emotionally present. Further, we're losing contact with the ways of knowing and the tools that once enabled us to make sense of the meaning of our lives and connect us to the subtle experience of the sacred and spiritual. It's perhaps notable that the father of evolutionary theory, Charles Darwin, had one deep regret in his long life. In his autobiography, written in the 1880s, he wrote, and I quote, "My mind has changed during the last 20 or 30 years. Now, for many years, I cannot endure to read a line of poetry. I've also almost lost any taste for pictures or music. My mind seems to have become a kind of machine for grinding general laws out of large collections of facts. If I had to live my life again, I would have made a rule to read some poetry and listen to some music at least once every week. The loss of these tastes is a loss of happiness and may possibly be injurious to the intellect, and more probably to the moral character, by enfeebling the emotional part of our nature." In a sense, Darwin's mind represents that of most modern humans. He didn't even have to learn to code or grapple with his X feed. We've been losing touch with something more important for longer than many realize. We can also note that as formal religion has declined in many economically developed countries, a meaning vacuum has emerged. Many of us don't know what to make of our lives. What is the point of it all? As philosopher and educator Stephen Blackwood has noted, we humans are meaning makers, and we make sense of the world and our place in it by referencing higher order organizational principles and our relationship with them. This is the realm of the good, the beautiful, and the spiritual. Yet, meaning, along with beauty and poetry, are often ignored or downplayed by techno-optimists. Plenty of data supports the idea that mass amusement and materialism don't feed the soul. Recent years have seen significant increases in anxiety and depression worldwide, and in the US, especially amongst the young. Around 700,000 people worldwide commit suicide annually, accounting for 1.3% of all deaths. In the USA, the world's biggest economy, the suicide rate has increased by 35% in the years from 1999 to 2018, with men nearly 4 times as likely to kill themselves. Stephen Blackwood suggests that increasing porn and dopamine addiction may be linked to the pervasive presence of technology. Troubled times lead people to question the meaning of their lives. If we cast an eye across our unstable horizons, we cannot help but notice the rise of a wide range of quasi-religious movements, seemingly acting as a substitute for that lack of meaning. Wokeism, Trumpism, fanatical environmentalism, nationalism, the Extinction Rebellion, New Ageism, endless conspiracy cultures, Antifa, QAnon, the alt-right, and so on. Numerous current media outlets, thinkers and analysts have expressed concerns. We know there's a problem, but what do we do about it? I believe there is a way to begin to reclaim our power and to start making good sense of the world again. That is, by returning our awareness to the innate wisdom within ourselves. The journey of awakening for many ancient traditions was an inner one, grounded in an enhanced awareness of the deep self and the intimate connection of the mind and spirit, which in turn embeds us in an expanded wisdom and intelligence. Mindful practice, persistence, and self-belief are essential to mastery of the deep self in the digital age.